Small Town Scuttlebutt.
So how are things?
What's new, Rick?
Did someone want to do that opening that Mike had suggested?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's just
Do the...
This week on a very special episode of Small Town Scuttlebutt, we cover the often overlooked and often stigmatized topic of mental health. Rick?
Hey, guys. Look, over to you. I'm happy. I'll tell you this. The smile on my face is the first authentic smile without anything behind it. Like, I'm not hiding anything.
Yeah.
I am not hiding anything. This is what makes me happy. And don't worry, I've already got all the crying out, so I'm good.
Oh, good.
I'm good. I'm just empowered and, but grounded, not thinking like, oh, we're all good now. You know?
Yeah, well, that would be foolish.
No, you should never let your guard down. There's assholes everywhere, and you just got to be ready for them. Sure. Okay, so I just wrote some notes down, and I thought I'd just go through the story. So if you don't know, I admitted myself into the nut house. I play into that stereotype, right? The funny farm, whatever. I didn't care. It got to the point where it was done. So I had to go. I went to McLean Hospital, and it's
like a broad renowned mental health facility, and we're very lucky to have it in our backyard.
well, as you pumped my tires in the dairy section at the supermarket, he told me that James Taylor also went there. Really?
I did? Yeah, I did. Yeah,
You guys shot together?
alcohol addiction. Now, I happened to run into my friend Rick, and yes, we were both shopping for oat milk. Like a couple of lactose intolerant bitches.
Said when I feel sad, I like to have alone time at the dairy section. It makes you feel good.
Can I ask you a quick question, though? So you said you elected to admit yourself. Was this a slow build to something, or was it a slow build and then like one more catastrophic event that you were like, okay, enough?
Yeah, well, you just ran into the ground.
Yeah.
It's like I can't do anything. Like it's done. It's done. So okay, I'll say this. So the first, I'll just walk through sort of why I went, first impressions, what intake is like. Like this is like, you want to know what's on the inside, I'll tell you. By the way, you think electric shock therapy is like age old shit? I know 6 guys that did it and they love it. Really, yes. And they put you under, you get like a brain convulsion, you come back and feel better. A couple of those and
Really?
yeah, well, it kind of like puts your brain back into factory settings.
Interesting. I connected my nipples to the car bags, and that really reset me.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're keeping it a comedy podcast.
I'm trying.
I'll say this if you're listening. It's a serious subject, but if you hear me make jokes or whatever, it's my story. So if you're offended, take it into consideration. And I don't want to hear it. Okay, so why did I go? Because first of all, I think I should have gone over a year ago. If you listen to the Disney episode,
Where you were literally unhinged.
fuck yeah. I mean, I hate Disney. I just do not like it. It's not my place. And I wouldn't say I ruined the family vacation, but I definitely was not a active participant 24/7, you know. And I regret that because that's not everyone gets to go to Disney, you know. And my kids got to go with dad a little bit, but mostly mom. And we move on, right? So the depression was like something I had since like my 20s. I've never been happier in my life since college, and then early 20s, and then you know you don't have roommates, you get your own place, the job's more demanding, you know, it's life is coming in, and you know I have ADHD, so there's challenges, and how do you deal with it? How do you navigate the world when you are kind of at a disadvantage, you know?
Yeah, like for sure.
And so it just slowly got worse. I have dysthymia. It's a low-grade depression, and I define it as, it's the kind of depression that's always there. It's a low grade, it's always there, and it's manageable until it's not. You know, think of like your brother on a car trip in the back seat just poking you, right? Like, okay, it's my little brother. By the time you get to New Jersey, you're like, dude, I'm going to throw you out of the window, you know?
I mean, you're basically like white knuckling through life just to varying degrees, right?
definitely since before Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't go, and I didn't do anything about it because of a couple things. One, the stigma. And that's it. It was just the stigma. I'm a guy, and we're supposed to hide our emotions and we're supposed to not talk about it. Well, fuck that, because I'm actually pissed off a little bit at this whole stigma thing because I wish somebody that I knew or admired or was aware of that is in good standing with me had done what I did on the socials when I got back, which was, by the way, if you want to follow me, it's at Rick Fink Jr. Comedy on Instagram, Rick Fink Comedy on Facebook. Yeah. Okay. So anyway.
But Bill Burr has a bit about, as a man, you're only allowed 2 emotions. Bad, like who let this shit liner on and someone's going to trip over and break their neck, or fine.
Yeah.
You are not allowed anything in between. No sad, no distressed, no, toiling away with your emotions. None of that.
Yeah, that bit hits home really well.
Yeah.
A lot of Bill Burr. So he's angry. He's angry.
He's an angry middle-aged white man.
I mean, he speaks to so many of us, and so I was dealing with this in the past year with marijuana, kind of habitually smoking it to the point in the end here, when we're done, because it was like a morphine button. Like I am in kind of it's not physical pain, but it's physical discomfort. I used to raise an eyebrow when I'd hear someone talking about someone they know and depression and, just getting in the shower, just some self-care, they can't do it. And I'm thinking, all right, you got to be able to do something, No.
Yeah.
No. If you think that you know what you're talking about, but you never lived it or know someone that does, and you have a narrow mind with a 1970s mindset, okay, good luck to you. Fun, but that's not what it's like. And I'm not embarrassed or anything to talk about it because I know there's a lot of people that are suffering in silence. I know because I've been getting emails and text messages privately from people saying they're asking questions. Is it what do they do for addiction versus recovery with mental health, like depression? And other people are saying, I'm thinking of going. Other people are saying, I went. Let's talk. Never go. Never knew they went.
Which is certainly people literally suffering in silence because of the stigma associated.
Yeah.
Women.
Yeah. And wives, jump on board because your husband's going to be a lot cooler if we can all just get this off our chest. I saved my marriage. Really? Yeah. So anyway, I was at a dead end, and this is what happened. It was over when I spent 2 full days, 48 hours in the basement, shades drawn, door locked, lights off, blanket over my head on the oversized couch. Like when Aaron Rodgers talked about how he's going to be that month in the darkness, and everyone's like, "Whoa, queer!" I'm like, that sounds like bliss. I'd love to join him, but he might talk too much, And while you're doing that, Gary Goldman talked about that too. He has a stand-up special you can check out called The Great Depression, and he had some serious, he had a crisis as well. That's what it is. It's a crisis.
Yeah.
So I just powered through it, and I said, I can't do it. I cannot function anymore. So what I did is I got pissed off at my phone.
Shocker.
It wasn't doing what it was supposed to. So yeah.
Okay.
So I fixed the problem by smashing it on the concrete floor here.
Okay.
And that was fun and satisfying, but I still needed that phone to do something, right? So, I went to the Apple store I went to an Apple store. Their customer service was annoying. I hate that pretentious wait over here. We'll be with you. I'm like, dude, it's retail. Let you know. It's just a phone. Get over yourself, And then this person's like, I'll be with you. And then they were helping someone else. And I said, I'm all set. A grounded person would have stayed and been patiently waiting. And
you were spiraling. You broke your phone. Now you're pissed at the world. And now you're pissed at Apple.
Yeah.
You're pissed at the poor guy making $20 an hour.
Yeah. And I was walking out. I said, I thought you were going to help me. He says, I am. I said, no, you're talking to them. And I walked. And I walked out. Then I went to the other Apple store and I was like, dude, this is the last Apple store you can go to for like 30 miles. So just do shit together and fucking get the phone. So I go and the lady was lovely and I got my phone and then she tells me, what's your carrier? I said, Verizon. She's like, oh, we can't set up your service because the network is down. You'd have to go to Verizon. I say, whatever. It's at the mall, right? Mm-hmm. So I go to the mall, the Verizon at the mall, and they tell me a little bit more. They say, actually, that we can't even do it either. You have to go to headquarters. Oh,
where's headquarters?
Oh, there's like 3 headquarters. These retail places are like headquarters. Yeah. So I go to this headquarters, like another. By the way, I'm putting like 80 miles on my car to do this bullshit.
Oh my God.
So I get to this place, and they're like, yeah, well, we're having trouble, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. The answer was, we're not getting it done, you know? So we had to like text Leslie because she's the holder of the account. And I didn't have a phone, right? So he use mine. And I said, all right. And then I just realized she's out. I'm not bringing her into this. Like, if I have to call my wife to get a phone, this is fuck this. So,
Ray, please get a new iPhone. Something happened to my.
Yeah. Like, I need her permission. So
You're not going to smash my phone.
no. I just want to show you because he accused me of throwing his phone. But first of all, I didn't know it was his phone. I thought it's
like a store phone.
yeah, like shouldn't it be?
Yes.
Like I work here at Verizon. You provide me with the stuff to do my job. I'm not going to use my own phone. Whatever. But I went like this. It's not going to happen. And he said, please don't throw my phone. And I'm like, whatever. And I walked out because I didn't give a crap about him, the manager, or the person that was in my way walking out. And I just left. And then I said, you've got one more Verizon store to go to. Hang on. So I drive, I think the odometer is like on mile number 75 on this venture. And I'm like, hi.
You're at headquarters number 2. You're
Yeah.
2. Okay.
This is Anchorage, Alaska.
Right?
So we do it. And I'm great. I get home, but the traffic, all that shit, my whole day is wasted. Usually if I have a dark episode, I rebound very well. I was already pissed off because I woke up at 11 and the day was beautiful. And I'm like, loser. You look like a loser. You present like a loser. You feel like a loser, but you're not a loser. And that's the freaking annoying part, you know? So I said to my wife, a little performatively, which is old Rick. That's not new Rick. I said, I'm going to check myself into McLean. And she says, I think you should do that.
And there was no like, what are you talking about? Where's it coming from?
No.
She was like, thank fucking God.
That's I think this is, yes. So, well, and then as I was walking away, I said, or I'm going to fucking kill myself. Now that was hyperbole. I was just, living it, feeling the moment. And she knows that, by the way. There's 2 options to get out of this. You either do the unthinkable or you go to a hospital. There's no in between. This was a crisis. I'm done. So I went, and it was absolutely incredible. I went because I know that I'm mortal. I have maybe 25 good years, and I'm not the best dad. I'm not the best husband. I'm not the best friend. My 45th birthday party, I had over 60 people at it. I was thinking about that. I was like, I talked to like 6 of them. Then I got like 40 smiling waves. How you doing? Stopping chats. And then the others, I'm like, I don't even know where they are or what they're doing. And I've been so dismissive. Leslie says, you're dismissive. And I'm like, I don't know. But I'm kind of a dick. Like, there's a guy, Andy, down the road. He told Leslie, he's like, yeah, I was right. Color said hi. He doesn't return his texts. Have you experienced that? Yeah. I mean, you've always complained. Like, dude, I texted you 3 days ago. Yeah, I'm going to get to it, But that was stressful.
I always thought it was because you didn't know how to use your phone.
So is too much anxiety. It's like, the ninth guy I got to get in touch with about hanging out and socializing. Like, I don't want to. Yeah.
But that's also part of the ADHD. Like you can't like that's giving you something to do, right?
Yes.
You can't focus on completing a task, which then gives you anxiety, right? Like it's just too much pressure.
And to tell you what new Rick is doing, I'm allowing myself 1 hour of e-communication.
Yeah.
Any more than that, I'm getting burned out, and I should break up my day parts a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I'll do 2 30-minute sessions. If I haven't gotten back to you yet, give me 48 hours.
Bars and
Yeah.
So we should still expect not to hear from you. Is that pretty?
Are you bastard? Do you want me to go back to the hospital? Are you a friend?
Yeah.
All right, so do you just roll up to McLean and you're like, hey,
I went in.
be patient.
Yeah, I went in.
Okay.
I said, It's like, can I help you? I say, yeah, I need a bed. And they go, okay, hold on. Have a seat over here. And it's an experience. You're not left alone. You have an orderly security person. You're kind of stepping into prison. It's not prison at all, but it gives vibes if you've, like, this man has to stay. No one knows what my volatility, danger level is.
Yeah.
I say I'm not going to kill myself. I know that, but they don't know anything, right?
Right.
So I sit down with a doctor and a nurse, and I started crying really hard after he says, "You're doing the right thing." And I just thought, when have I ever heard that? Yeah. I always hear what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
Ever since I'm 0 years old. You fucked up again. You did that wrong. How about, like, did I do anything right? Well, this is right. This is the best thing I could have done for myself. So intake, I drove myself. I did the right thing. They sent me over to Newton Wellesley Hospital, where my 2 children were born. And I had to get, like, an exam. So I'm there for several hours. They gave me a lorazepam to just make me, calmer. And that was helpful. And I'm talking to social workers in between nurse visits, drawing blood, urine tests, all that stuff. They're like, all right, we got everything. Oh, by the way, they knew I was coming. I didn't have to do any of that emergency room. No, that's...
Did someone escort you from McLean to Newton Wellesley?
No, I could take an ambulance or drive myself. I said I can drive myself.
Okay.
So that, I think, simmered down to
Yeah.
risk level. And then I went, and then I did that. Then I drove myself back to McLean. I was there at about 11 o'clock on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a skeleton crew, right? And so it's late. Everyone's in bed. I'm in the middle of the weekend. So I was kind of shown sort of, this is the kitchen. You can get some food. I opened up the fridge. They're like, yeah, if you miss your meal, it'll be in a box with your name on it. I opened it. It was a chicken leg thigh kind of thing with, like, what I would call a snot rocket for gravy. I'm not a food person, but I looked at it and I looked at the person. I looked at it again. I'm like, you guys are fucking kidding, is what I said. And I said, we're all set. And I, boom, threw it in the fucking garbage. Shit, I felt satisfied. I went to bed kind of hungry, but I'm not eating. Oh, no. I'll say this about the food, though. That was just an off night for the cook or whatever.
Right.
The food was better than I would expect for hospital food. Like, you are treated with dignity. They don't, open up a can of an MRE and give it. Like, you're a human. You're a good person. We're going to give you some food. It's not going to be, the best.
What if the chicken leg with the snot rocket was a test?
Oh, all the time. That was one of my ongoing jokes. There was a woman there who was a little frustrated, disappointed that 2 clocks on our floor were not working. And she's like, this is you see how it's kind of a problem, seeing that we are trying to run our day with 1 hour day parts and things are scheduled and the clocks don't work. And I said, be careful. It's a test. I said, complain about the clock. We'll get you 3 more days. And I would just joke about it,
So when you go, sorry, is it like, all right, you are here for a mandatory X number of days, or do they recommend you are here for?
Well, there's 3 levels, 1, 2, or 3. I was a 1. I'm on sharps. I can't even have a belt. I can't have shoelaces. I can't have a drawstring hoodie. I wouldn't even know how to do it.
Right?
I weigh 170 pounds. You're telling me a shoelace? I don't know. I mean, I don't care now. So I check in, I go to bed, I wake up the next day, I meet my roommate, nice guy, walk around, go get breakfast. I'm the new one, so I know what I had to do. I found the biggest guy and punched him in the fucking face. I said, I'm the Fink. And I started running contraband, 2-ply toilets, cigarettes. Yeah, no, I had the breakfast, pleasantly surprised, and then I went to a group. Now, I was told later, it's not a very structured group, and the level of professional, like, it's the B team. It's the weekend warrior guy.
Oh, gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
I didn't know this. I didn't know shit. We're in group, 8 of us. Comes to me, hey, what's up? Why are you here? All that. And I just started, I'm in a bad mood. I'm not in a good mood. I've had no help here. I had 1 good meal. You're batting 500 there, and where's the recovery? Like, I'm white knuckling. I don't have any weed. I'm here. Fucking fix me.
You wanted to fast forward. At that point, you were like, I don't really want to put quote unquote work in. I would like to be told how to fix me, like versus.
Well, Both.
working through things. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to work. Whatever they said I was going to do. They said, how do you feel? I say, resigned. I'd like, take me. I'm done. I can't do it. I was asleep in my basement for 3 days, and then I drove 70 miles to do a 30-minute task. This is not functional. So I went into that group. Just, where's the recovery? Like, no one's coming till Monday. Like, what the fuck are we doing today? Like, and I'm thinking I should have just gone tomorrow. No, I should be here. I'm detoxing from the weed. It is addictive. Like, anyone that wants to say, oh, weed's not a problem, don't worry about weed. It's addictive for me. I was doing it like once every hour and a half, just like functional stoner, like that's not what I want be remembered by my kids and my wife. Like, oh, he was an asshole. Unless he was high, then he was cool, but he's kind of like not fully there,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that anymore. So anyway, I'm in this group and I get in trouble because we're sitting there and just in my ranting and stuff is like, I'm here. I should have been here a year ago. The freaking stigma, and then that leaned into, you wouldn't know June was Men's Health Awareness Month because anytime you brought it up, you get a bunch of rainbow flags shoved in your face. And it's true. It's true. Does anyone know what the symbol for mental health is? It a puzzle piece? Is it a clock? I don't know. It's my cause and I don't even know anything about it because of other things. That used to annoy me. I don't give a shit about this stuff anymore. Because I have no control over it. And well, we'll get into what was last, but one young woman, just kind of got up and walked out. And
Like your opening joke.
well, it wasn't a joke. I was fucking pissed, and I'm like leaning into it, like this is why I'm here. So later, being the nice guy, or being the guy that knows he's supposed to do the right thing, and I'm here to make changes, I said to her in the hallway, "Hey, I noticed that you left when I was sharing my story there. If I said it, I don't know if it was coincidence or I said something." And she goes, "You were really rude, and that was way off base and so offensive." And I said, "All right, hold up. No, that is what I'm dealing with." And then Danielle, the nurse, comes out. Now she's the dope black nurse, and I say that because she had the shirt that said "dope black nurse," and that's exactly
Fucking awesome.
that's exactly who needed to come in and save the day. She says, "We don't yell here." I said, "Apparently we don't get therapy here either." And she says, "Do you want to talk?" I'm like, "It's about time, or am I going to get in trouble?" She's like, "Let's go." And I could just tell she's cool. I could tell that she's cool.
Yeah.
So we sit down. She does her job with perfection. Like, these people are trained. They're trained. It's amazing. I learn about all the stuff. I get all the intake stuff. Now I know what we're doing. Like, I know what the expectations are.
Yeah.
I didn't get that at 11:30 at night, and it's still early enough to not get it from someone. So
And you checked yourself in at night?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So first impression, you're kind of locked in. I remember looking, I'm like, wow, the screens are on the inside. Huh? And then I went up to the window. I'm like, cling, cling, cling. Like it's a metal,
Yeah.
you're in. And I'm like, it scared me for a second. Like, I gave up some rights. I mean, you can leave.
Yeah.
You can leave anytime, but it's a 3-day process. You get a system, go say, "Hey, I'm done." And they say, "Oh, okay. Well, we're almost there. But all right, see ya." No, they're like, you came in,
And you signed a piece of paper.
you signed that piece of paper, and we're going to fix you. And if you need to get out, you just don't go out. It's a 3-day process, and I didn't care. I said, I have to be fixed, right? So there's that. The beds weren't bad. I was actually surprised. The beds were okay.
Pillow top mattress.
Yeah. Yeah. 300 thread count pair sheets.
Egyptian cotton.
Them. Let me talk about the work. They work fast, right? So on Monday, now we're going to work, right? I'm up at 6. I'm getting my breakfast. I'm waiting. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
How did you feel physically at that point? So you hadn't smoked any weed in a couple days.
Oh, yeah. So the withdrawals are still there. But it's been 2 weeks because I'd quit smoking. But that's kind of what probably, you don't have that,
Yeah.
morphine.
What else? Medication. Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to do it without it, and you can't do it. So, met with my team, which is a social worker and a psychiatrist, and we made a medication decision. Zoloft, highly recommend. 20 minutes later, almost instantly, I felt as happy and balanced and, since like my 20s. And it has not changed since. So I say again, when I'm smiling, this is the first time in small town scuttlebutt history that I've smiled here without anything behind it other than just good thumbs up,
Yeah.
And it feels good. I feel good about that. On Tuesday, my motivation came back. I wrote my wife a long email. And then I started reaching out to some bookers and comics that, I can confide in. The Boston comedy community is very supportive. They're there for you. They get it. They know it. Half of them have been there anyway. So it's
Mental health challenges do breed good comedians. Yeah, and every comedian I'm a fan of, it came from a broken home or, had suicidal parents or whatever.
I'll tell you why I am. And it doesn't apply to everyone, but for me, my brain doesn't produce any serotonin. Like literally no, like nothing. The happy hormone, it's a neurotransmitter. I should be getting more of that. I should be getting more dopamine. I don't. So Zoloft and therapy and all that stuff but before that stuff, I realized, wow, maybe I was always depressed. Like I was the class clown.
Yeah.
And what am I doing? I am getting the class engaged. I got a positive reaction from all of them. They're laughing. I'm laughing. We're smiling. I feel good. Whew! I got the dopamine.
And that gives your dopamine high.
So I got my dopamine. I got it. Everyone else has a drip. They're on the IV with the drip. I'm like, no, man. It's put it free brace in it stuff. I need it. I don't have it. So I think, in doing stand-up comedy, I've said here, without even understanding it, I've said, I got into comedy just to feel something again.
Yeah.
Just like playing hockey, I was the best mediocre hockey player in Concord. And I would see a play developing, and I was on the right side, right wing. I'd just get into position. I'd chirp to the guy. I saw it. I'm like, this is going in. Just don't fuck up the pass. And I'm like, boom, one time, score. Like that feeling from the moment you see it evolving, right, to you put it in, it's awesome. The high fives, going to the bench, it felt great. And stand-up comedy, when I get a house laugh, it's the same thing. But I got to just play it cool. Like, oh yeah, whatever. Got more jokes for you. But you come off feeling like that was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. And if it's not a good one, that's a crummy ride home. I let them down. That wasn't my best night. I could have prepped more. Those are minimal. I typically do good in case you're pucking it.
In case you're on Rick Fink Jr. comedy right now looking for tickets.
Or check out the website, rickfinkjr.com. Anyway, so by Wednesday, my interests had come back. I didn't even think about the interests. I didn't even understand this, but there's some downtime. I want to go reflect. I was working on this puzzle, as you do. It's a 300-piece puzzle, the seascape. And I'm just doing that, and that's how I get creative and doing a mindless job, like paint the room or something, or clean the garage. Like your brain's like kind of off leash, So I'm doing the puzzle, and I realize I'm listening to U2. I hate those guys, or don't I? Wait a minute. So I played the entire Joshua Tree album, one of my favorite albums of all time.
Really?
I listened to it cover to cover, and just was like doing the puzzle, kind of like I was at the just to kind of bounce into it. And that's when I realized I fucking love music again. And I was so excited. And then I wanted to exercise that day, and I was looking forward to coming home and grilling the family, making a good dinner. The little things that I stopped caring about. It was incredible. So that's all that stuff. What are we doing on time? Are we all right?
6:07.
Oh, okay. We're doing good. Let's talk about group real quick. Any questions? Want to pause?
I have 1,000 questions.
Okay.
But I don't know where to begin,
Okay, I only have 2 more things to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Please.
Is this infotaining? Are we on the right? Directed if I'm getting boring, or I don't think I've done tangent. I actually wrote notes. This is the newest.
You are noticeably more focused.
Yeah.
Because I have interrupted your story several times, And 2 weeks ago, that would have fucking derailed you for a good 5 minutes. I've been like, all right, let's circle back, Rip. We're circling back now.
Let's talk about that because it was embarrassing. Here's another embarrassing. I feel like I'm stupid. I'm forgetting what I'm talking about in real time. I go on a 8-second tangent because it was a nice little one-off, but I can't find the trail back to where I was.
Yep.
That would happen 2 or 3 times every episode, and I was getting scared. I thought I was honestly thinking I was going to bring it up with my physical in like 3 weeks about testing about Alzheimer's or onset dementia. Like, I'm 49. What is this? Thankfully, the psychiatrist asked me in some of her questions, do you forget about what you're talking about? And I said, tell me that has something to do with depression. She says, it has everything to do with the depression. I'm like, hallelujah.
Oh boy.
We're fixing that.
Yeah.
We're fixing that because you don't look intelligent. You don't sound smart. You focus, man. It's your own podcast. Live it.
Frustrating for you too. You know, you get angry at yourself.
What we say? No. So these were the things that I was realizing, and I was just so excited for it. The group work, the help was fast, right? So we did all that. Compassion. They were very compassionate, friendly. You have there's the help on the floor. I mean, this is incredible. It's like 18 of us, 20 of us, but you have mental health specialists, you have peer counselors, you have therapists, you have nurses, and you have board certified psychiatrists. You have 5 different people constantly around, available, programming, meeting with you on the one-on-ones or whatever. It's like, and then when they're not with you, you're just kind of doing your thing. Observe. There were some people, when they come in, they don't look good. And there's people coming in way worse than me. I didn't see a guy for 2 days because he was doing what I was doing. And it's like, that's the observation. They don't want you to get out of bed. Let's try to motivate. No, they're just like, you be you while we work on things, and we'll see if we get any results. We don't want any inauthentic, stuff. So that was very interesting to see. I thought you were gonna say something. One of the coolest people though was the peer counselor. This guy's name was Harry. Harry is he wanted to talk to me later because he knew I was a comic and he does improv.
Oh, no way. Cool.
And he came up to me when I was, I guess, hanging out with this one guy just watching TV doing nothing, and he said, "Hey, you want to go talk shop? Nothing about just talk comedy." I said, "Yeah, sure." We go sit down, and it was a little comedy, it was a little therapy, But then I said something to him about my journey, right? And he just said, "Wow, that gave me goosebumps, man." I said, "Good, because I want to do what you do." And he's like, "I think we can make that happen." So that's a goal. I mean, I'm working on myself now. I'm not, outside of friends or something. I'm not committing myself to it. But it's a goal that, in October, I'll do the orientation to find out about the program. And then after 1 year since my release, I get to take the 10-week course and then wait 2 weeks and take a 3-hour test. And then I can do this. And I have every intention to do it because while I was in there, let me just say, I made people happy. Like for what this kid came in, 19-year-old, came in, had long hair, looks like he's a bassist in a band, but he presented as, I don't want to hang out with him,
Right.
Like, which is understandable. He didn't know where to sit. He's a young kid. We're all veterans to this place. He's the new guy, he's the fresh meat. So I do what you do, right? I say, "Hey, you want to have a seat?" And he sits across from me. We're just hanging out, and I said, "Where are you from?" He's like, and he told me where. I said, "Oh, he used to teach high school there." And he says, "No kidding." Like, "Do you know my sister?" And he kind of, oh my gosh, he actually went from to like that. Like there's a person in there.
Yeah.
There's a little. Just get it, find it, and work on it, right? And I've been there I was leaving the next day, so I knew that you don't pry, you don't do anything, you don't assume things, and you just kind of hang back before you get to know the person before you start doing what Rick Fink does, But this kid was a really nice kid, and we were hanging out, and he liked that I was a teacher and that we were in the same area. We were finding familiarity, and then I said, "All right, well." Oh, I told him all my story, and I said, "So what are you in for?" And he says, I was trying to do something stupid. And I said, "Suicide?" And he said, "Yep." And I said, "You're not supposed to do that." Like, I wanted to hug him at that moment because he was that moment. I hope he gets that forever.
Right, yeah.
Because, and that's honestly, it reassured me that this kid's gonna be okay. Like he got in like at the right time, maybe. I think maybe a lot of times is cry for help.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna go in that area because it wasn't my thing. But I had fun with people. Like we liked each other. This yeah, so that's all about the group. Oh yeah, the trust, the bond, the shared experiences with other people. I was going in thinking, oh, I've got to deal with a bunch of losers, a bunch of deadbeat, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, I'm a loser and a deadbeat, in my, like, on paper, what have you been doing?
We're all in the same place.
Yeah. So I feel like it's sort of like, in the military, they knock you down to nothing and build you all up together. I feel like we're all coming from different places, but we're getting what we need and we're all landing on the same plane. And some of these people were so incredible to me and friends forever. I mean, or acquaintances or whatever. But a couple of them I just want to point out and why. There was a U.S. Marine, about 30 years old. He, I have all the respect for him. He was a silent, quiet leader. He would talk, but it was like, whatever, like engaging, So his style was more reserved, quiet, but when he spoke, you listened and it was, one of the biggest things I'd seen things as an 18 and 19-year-old that I should, an 18 and 19-year-old should never see. And he was in all the places, right? He told me that the golden rule in his unit in the Marines was be a good dude. And it kind of stuck with me. Just be a good dude. So I'm trying to be a good dude. Another girl, a woman here. Okay, so she had blue hair, millennial, all that, right? Not typically someone I would be like, let's go have coffee, right? Not that I wouldn't, but it's just doesn't fit my circle. She gave me, I will remember her because I wish I brought it down. She painted. We were in art, okay? Let me just say this about this girl. I forgot. We were in art. And I said, hey, can I draw a picture of you? And she's like, sure. I said, it's not going to be good. And then I did it. And I said, and everyone's like, that's actually good. And I'm like, looking at it, I'm like, yeah, like I would call it interpretive or abstract. I mean, it's not, I said, can I watercolor this? And I did that. And it's like, I wanted to keep it. She's that good. But I signed it and dated it, wrote a little affirmation and gave it to her. That's great. And she returned the favor. She had painted a nice little scene and wrote the quote that I asked her to repeat in group because it was like that's fucking that's the tattoo on my forehead for the rest of my life. It says, it's by C.S. Lewis. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. That's great. That just gave me goosebumps actually. So I don't know how I'm going to fit all that on the forehead, but 3-point font. There was a guy who I had talked to after I had the blow up with the girl about rainbow flags because he's divorced and he has twin daughters, but they were twin sons before they transitioned.
Gotcha.
I asked him, I said, I'm not here to offend people or engage in political or, whatever. But like that's how I felt, and I hope I didn't offend you. He said, no, I understand. He was totally cool about it. I said, is that have anything to do with why you're here? He's like, no, it's for my divorce. Like, he had that whole other thing, So he was divorced, he's got 2 kids. Everyone's got something. But these are a little, like, unique, right? So, he was great. There's this other guy I loved because I beat him in chess twice. Like, if you know chess, like, you're a grandmaster, like, 1600. I'm probably like a 1150, 12. Like, is that right? Yeah, that's not great. Oh. Yeah, it's okay. I can hold my own. But I was pretty impressive. When I was in, as a high school teacher, I was the chess club advisor. And, I get smoked by this one kid. He was smart. Genius. But anyway, then there's this kid, Sean. I can say his name is Sean. He was looking great. And he was leaving, like I caught the last 3 days of him. And it was just like, that was the inspiration. I'm like, I said to him, I said, how long have you been here? It's like 3 weeks. I said, I don't know what you looked like coming in, but you look fucking awesome leaving here. And I want to be like you. And I was coming around, like I was seeing it, yeah, believing it. I'm like watching it. You see it. Look at that guy who's coming in. He's not going to come out of his room for 3 days. Look at this guy leaving. He's like skipping out of here, like, you know. So anyone who says, "Oh, therapy doesn't work," stigma, you're only hurting yourself. And then my new best friend, my new ride or die. This guy has tattoos, neck to ankles, bald head, black beard, tan. He lives in Curacao, and he used to sell drugs, cocaine. He specialized in cocaine and money collection, and also escorting strippers. And now this is like my new best friend. He's coming over for dinner with his girlfriend. I can't wait to introduce him to my wife and kids. And I'm totally fucking serious. I'm totally fucking serious, Jeff. I love you. Jeff and I are going to be, he's awesome. He says, open book. You can say whatever you want about me.
Will he come on the podcast?
Fuck yeah. Oh, that's him. Yeah, I'm going down to Curacao on his fishing boat. Oh, cool. Sometime. Yeah. And it was just great. So, you know, I'm not into tattoos. I'm not into tattoos, right?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, when Leslie wanted to get married and she's like kicking the tires on the idea, I just would put it off and say, I don't marry women with tattoos. And then, you know, we got married anyway, but I'm getting a tattoo because this was a life-changing thing. Again, I'm being measured. I know that we still have work to do. We have things to pay attention to, you know, schedules and things. But the person who coined the phrase high on life is a recovered abuser of some substance. I'm guaranteeing it because I said to Leslie the other day in coffee, I said, I feel like I do when I would smoke pot without the stoned effect and the dumbness and the lethargic. I smoked the pot to get this feeling and I have this feeling without the crap. This is better than pot. Life is better than pot. I don't need that. I have this. It's great. It's life. I'm high on life. That's great.
So when you leave there, I know you did some outpatient stuff or have been doing some outpatient. Like, what is sort of the long-term plan? Because like you said, this is going to be an ongoing work. It's not like you go somewhere for 6 days and, you know, you're magically quote unquote cured, right?
Yeah.
Keep working on yourself.
Yeah. Some people would it all depends, you know? So my exit plan was, checking the boxes. I had to have a psychiatrist for med management. And it was recommended that I get a therapist. So I do once every 2 weeks, maybe get to once a month is what I'd like to do. I'd like to get to once a quarter, and I'd probably never leave that. Probably have to keep it as a thing that's there. Unless I'm just, I had a problem with alcohol. I never drink alcohol. It's been over 13 years and I've never even thought about it, but I'm not too confident. I don't want to leave the back door open because the psychiatrist says, I've talked to a guy who's after 20 years, he screwed up at a wedding and he's back where he was. And I'll never forget that. So, the other thing, so when you leave, you have to get those boxes checked. You have to write out your plan. Like you have to identify, what are some signs, so I'm like, Leslie, if I get out of bed after 6:30, like 2 days in a row, I think we should talk about that, Leslie, if I do this or if I do that, if you see me pacing and circle thinking about the same thing that I have no control over, just, maybe we should talk about it. Just, I'm aware, but I've been tested so many times the last couple of days of just inconveniences there or a legit thing. And I've turned it into bliss. Here's an example. I took my son fishing at, of all places, Medfield State Hospital. The first time I did this with my son years ago, a woman was behind her dog who had run down and busted between me and Charlie right into the water. And we had to get our lines out of the lake because we're going to hook a dog. Right?
Oh my God.
The woman, by the way, my 5-year-old son was a little startled by the big dog, almost as big as him, who just barreled right through him. The woman comes down and she says, and I quote, "Maybe we don't fish where I walk my dogs." I That's my reaction. I didn't know what to say. Usually I'm quick with a comeback. If you want to get into war words with me, it's not going to end well for you. She won. Like, boom, knockout. I looked at it. I could not believe. I knew Medfield is kind of douchey, but this race,
That's the next level.
she's probably from Dover. Yeah. So she left, and this other woman who witnessed it all just said, I bet her name's Karen. And we all had a good laugh, but I was still pissed. And I thought about that for a week. I'm like, I hope I see that bitch again. Now I know what I would say to her. Yes.
Yeah.
That's not the thinking we should have had. We should have been thinking about, hey, son. So anyway, just the other night, got some worms, hanging out with my son, who's over the moon with dad being present and there. Sure. I haven't had 5 minutes away from the kid. Like, he wanted to have a sleepover the other night. He got in the bed. My wife says no. I said, I don't know. I can't get him out. So she slept upstairs, and me and my buddy just hung out, and it was great. But I was getting his line ready, and these two women came down, and they had a dog, and they're thinking around, and their body language is, they're not leaving. And I'm like, hi, Charlie, these people may want to walk their dogs here. And, and then I was like, all right, they're not saying anything to me. And there's an elephant in the room.
Yeah.
So I'm going to address it. I said, do you want to take your dog in the water? And they said, we didn't want to ask. I said, no, that's fine. We'll there's a spot right over here. We'll just take the kid. Me and the kid will just go over to the next clearing. And they said, you will? Oh, that's so nice. I'm like, well, I'm only doing it because you're nice. And then I told them about the last slip
Oh my God, that's so funny.
which was good. And then me and Charlie went over and he caught 3 fish. I caught none because I'm unhooking his hook and his fish, and I'm baiting it, and I'm untangling things, and he's just racking up fish and keeping score. Yeah, whatever.
3-0.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, it was I caught more than you. So that's basically it. And then coming home, because I did not want to hide anything. I'm not hiding anything anymore. Like, open book. I've always kind of been an open book. I've always put myself out there, but now it's more measured. It's not performative, and there's some thought put into it. Like, I put thought into how I'm going to tell this story to people who, could probably use a little push. Like, what pushed me? Jelly Roll song, I Am Not Okay, by the last line about holding inside, and I had to pull the car over. I was like heaped over my steering wheel. A 49-year-old man just crying like a baby. And I said, yeah, this is the beginning of the end. And that's what brought me into, and it's funny, Mike Niskin, our Minister of Misinformation, we just had a call today. He wanted to know how much of our camping trip was involved, because I just left at 72 hours. 72 hours later, I see your post.
Committing yourself.
Yeah. And I said, it was all you. Worst trip ever. No, but they check in on you. They, like, a lot of people that I've dismissed, like my best friend Jay Hannigan. From like middle school, he lives in St. Louis, or kind of let people go.
Yeah.
You don't let that guy go. You don't let that guy go. I just kind of gave up. I visited him 7 times when he lived in Charleston. He lived in Raleigh. Now he lives in St. Louis. And between the weddings and the visits, 7 visits. He hasn't seen my house yet. It's his fault, It's not like I've been inviting him.
Right.
Sort of mind reader. So Jay, you should come over sometime. And then the next steps, I just got an office, so I can go somewhere. And I just want to say that my friends are still funny. Like, Mike Nisker texted me. Well, I texted him, he said, what's up? I sent him a picture of my office. He's like, what is it? I'm like, it looks like an office. Because so is it connected to the podcast? And I just said, this is what I got the office. I'll just explain it to you through this text. I said, this is where I go to get shit done. My safe space, if you will, out of the house and away from the distractions. Writing, booking, collaborating, editing, producing, jerking off. It can all be out here without interruption. I hear that loud and clear. So that was good. Let's see, another good message I cut. Let's see, it was from you idiots. Evan checking in on me. Just moments after the post went out, hey, Rick, just seeing if your penis enlargement surgery went okay. We all know that's the real reason you disappeared. Give us a call, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, I bet you're bulging with pride. Like, you like that? Yeah, I'm really and that I didn't want anyone to change. I didn't want people to be walking on eggshells. So that's why I did the thing. Everyone needs to know. And there you go. And I don't have to keep explaining it. Now if someone says, oh, tell me about it, I'm like, I got a podcast episode. Just go listen to the podcast and ask me questions. So I've got The Office. I got reconnecting with friends and family. Like I have a social calendar again. That's great. My wife and I are going to do a double date. Guess whose idea that was? Like, she's over the moon. She's like, who are you? Yeah. Wow. So I'm planning dinners now. I took my daughter out and did errands with her. I came home. I said, you do that every week with the kids? She's like, yeah. I'm like, that was an hour driving each day. I said, I don't realize how much you do because you never talk about it. You don't complain about it. You just do it. And so I feel like I should be taking some things off the plate. I'm excited to do it because now I can be the best version of myself.
You'll be more present. So you're more aware of all the things that maybe Leslie's doing. And you'll be like, I could do a couple of those things for you. You know?
Yeah. Like I wake up and I make the bed. I just make the bed. I was telling Jeff Isabel, my buddy, the tats, who, knows all the strippers and good deals on cocaine, $100 a gram. Anyway, he and I were talking about, am I forgetting what I was going to say? That's one. I can't remember because I'm excited. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Or no, I have to go back to the hospital. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Jeff and I, we just connected so well that I can't wait to see him. Like, he just got out today. I texted him. He's like, yeah, smoking a cigar, going to the tattoo shop. Have you figured?
One more.
Yeah, have you figured out what you wanted? Because we're gonna go together. We're gonna go together and get that tattoo. Mm-hmm. And I told Liz, I'm like, it's a life-changing moment. I want something. It's not gonna say breathe or something. And it's not going to be Yosemite Sam, which I was going to get like in 9th grade or whatever.
We're best friends, 2 half hearts.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Jeff, do you think we could get we'll split it, right? Because you paid for half and I paid for the other half. And then just in closing, just my plan moving on. Friends and family, and then just paying attention to the mental and also physical health.
Yeah.
Mental health will affect your physical health. Just go in the woods, go for a hike, walk the dog, move the body. You don't have to go, lift things up and put them down in the gym and run 10 miles a day like a CrossFit freak. You could just get the blood moving, circulating. You start breathing and get fresh air and walk and talk, whatever. That's my plan. So that's my story. Oh, one last thing. This is it. This is the bow. This is nowhere. I know I'm back. I still have to get the service on the fucking phone.
Oh my God, are you serious?
I have to. That didn't get done. I went home. So where am I going to go? You've basically burned bridges and blacklisted from every Verizon wireless store in a 60-mile radius. And I said to myself, I'm going to go to the one where it all went down. And I'm going to make it right. And I went there, and it was just the manager. The guy, the coworker wasn't there. There was no employees. It was just me, him, and an Aussie song playing on the radio. And I started the conversation, playing Aussie all day? He goes, why not? And I'm like, good call, because, rest in peace, Aussie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I was talking, and then I was looking across from him. He's doing some work. I just look at his arm, and I say, is that a tattoo of Marcus Aurelius on your forearm? And he looked up at me like, he says, you are the first person to ever get that. I'm like, oh, he's not like a mainstream guy. Right. He goes, yeah, I get Zeus all the time. I get Aristotle and sometimes Jesus. Like, oh my God. He's like, how did you know? I'm like, I guess the curly hair, kind of, the profile. It's it, because that's who it is. It's like, I like Stoic. Yeah. Read meditations. Basically, the golden rule is don't worry about things you have no control over. Only focus on you and what you can do. So if you're working to get your podcast done, your friend calls about, some bullshit that happened with his wife. Well, that's great. Time and place, right? Or where, and how much do you want to give? So that was just awesome, right? And he and I were kind of getting like chummy.
Mhm.
So I said to him, "Do you remember me from last week?" He goes, "Oh yeah."
Oh, really?
Yeah. I said, "Well, I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I was having a bad day, and your employee's not here, but pass the message along to him." And he said, "Yeah, I'll do that, man. That's cool. Good, thanks." I'm like, "Yeah, just and he's saying something about like being happy, happiness, and I said, "All right, there's too many things happening here. I'm just gonna tell you. After I left your store, I admitted myself to a hospital. I just told you, total random dude.
He's like, this guy's a fucking lunatic. Yeah, how to get him away from me ASAP.
You know, the insecure person with mental health would definitely think that. But I thought this is a human connection. We're connected. This guy and I, we're two humans talking. And I've learned, I now see people differently. I say, you're not just some asshole. You are a soul in a body with a set of circumstances that I'm unaware of, and you didn't get an instruction manual. And he goes, yeah, we're all just, we're all just passing through. And we shook hands. He goes, hey, if you ever want to talk, and he gave me his business card.
Aw.
Are you kidding me? So that's Millis. Go to the Millis Verizon store.
Oh, that's cool.
Tell him Crazy Rick sent you. Yeah. So that's the bow. That's it. That's everything.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
that's an hour. I'm sorry. That was.
no, that's all right. Don't apologize. Sharing your soul. So this is exactly. And congratulations on going from spending 3 days in the dark in your basement to being a brand new human
Yeah.
and committing to being the best version of yourself and being present for your wife and your kids and having a game plan so you can keep your mental health wellness journey going. So
Well, thanks.
more people should do it.
Yeah, and I think it's going to happen with more conversations.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
if we could get like a celebrity like Morgan Freeman to just be like, with that beautiful voice of his, just proud people, or like, I don't know, Tom Brady. Your life is so goddamn perfect. Just have a breakdown and tell us you're one of us. Tell us you went to McLean.
Well, I think it's hearing the stories, from the people and, what's causing the depression from the, in the first place. I guess that's my biggest question, for you. Is it just a whole series of little things that kind of build up over time? Was there something that happened to you when you were younger that kind of you carried with you and therefore you kind of looked at life through a different lens?
Yeah. I think it's a lot of it's genetic. It kind of runs in the family. And then also there's environmental.
Yeah.
Like when I was, the class clown, I was a teacher too. I celebrated the class clown. We just had to have rules and boundaries. Like we're not disrupting, but if you got a good one, let it fly, right? When I was a kid, you figure out, I'm not making serotonin, the happy hormone, right? It's the neurotransmitter that I'm not making it, right? So we now have a pill that makes it. But before that, I was just self-medicating, right? And doing all that stuff. So, am I forgetting where I was thinking? Oh, so, doing that was like, when I see a kid doing that, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to, that was a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're a class clown, go to the office, you're grounded, blah, 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 blah. Here's a hot take. The kid with the ADHD that would not be listening and would be distracting people is actually listening. He had to get some of this information so he could apply it to the joke, to get that dopamine hit.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing, and he's listening. He's actually making the class a little bit better. I was in high school, I got rewarded for it once. It was in Mr. Mattress's economics class, and he was doing the supply and demand charts, and we're plotting points, and he was funny. So he said, what do you think? Let's do this scenario. Here's a case study. The Schlitz Brewing Company. All right, this is what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. He goes, Rick, where's the Schlitz Brewing Company going to be in 6 months? And I said, looks like they'll be going down the Schlitter. And he just lit up. And he walked off. He says, it's great. He says, you're either going to be a politician or a comedian. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm a comedian. I work in politics. He's like, he nailed it. Yeah. I used to come into school late and I'd see Mr. Garrett, the principal, just reading morning announcements while the captain of the field hockey team just throws the piece of paper with the notes. You pick it up, Concord beat Londonderry 3-4 and a nail biter, blah, blah, blah. And then like someone else would just throw it. I'm like, this guy is not screening these things. We're going to have some fun.
Oh my God.
And I would just write bullshit ones and I'd give it to like the captain of the team and say, can you just put this one under yours and just drop it on the pile? So I don't want to be seen like, deductive reasoning and that Rick, he's not involved in anything. What was he doing leaving a message? And I had like a good one. So I was in Mr. Jackson's trig class and the announcement came out and says, come all to Mrs. Jackson's enticing lecture. The bookworm club will be meeting for enticing lecture on the Dewey Decimal System. It was just a little fun thing. Mr. Jackson turned around. His wife is Mrs. Jackson, the librarian, and he goes, that's you. And he pointed right at me. I said, he goes, that's a good one. That's sir. Yeah. He, that thing ran for, I got like 4 or 5 in there. And then I was like, this is over. We had time to do that.
Yeah.
So I went out with a bang and I did an announcement. He stopped in the middle of it, but what he should have said in entirety is, please come down to the cafeteria during all lunch periods to help support a bake sale for the Concord High School Gynecology Club. Saving money for new stirrups. And he got as far as the CHS. Okay. All right. And that's it. It was over. And I was like, okay, we're moving on. But I'm always like, that's what I focused on. I wasn't focusing on, what do I want to do with my, I'm young. I always knew I wanted to write. I was got a degree in journalism, was a journalist, and I partly marketing, got burned out, became a teacher. My wife says, you don't make enough money to be helping out. You might as well just stay home. So I did that. And I was like, okay, what do we do? I changed the diapers. I did the laundry. I started writing jokes, went out. That started materializing you're actually good. I'm like, okay, I have a groomable talent. I am funny. I can transfer that yuck hangout to the stage. And now I'm a 20-minute feature act, kind of, hopefully, soon. It's awesome. Okay, so that's my real end. I'm done.
All right, should we wrap it here?
Yeah, please do. Before I say something else, get fucking happy.
Oh, Scuttlebuzz, we hope you enjoyed today's very special episode. If you like what you hear, please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on social media at Small Town Scuttlebutt, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and send us a note or questions or anything about Rick's experience or otherwise. smalltownscuttlebutt@gmail.com. See ya.
Take your hands off me. I just love you.